We've only got one box of nickels for this Nickel Hunt and Fill episode 28. It's box 41. So we better pray it has some goodies in it. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, only one lonely nickel box for this Hunt and Fill series episode. And I tried like gangbusters to get more boxes of nickels, but out of the 5 boxes that I got this week, plus the 4 that I returned, 9 total boxes and exchanged, I only could get 1 box that was not uncirculated. The good news is 2 of the boxes that I got were 2021 Denver minted uncirculated nickels, which I will search in a later video, most likely for any varieties and or blank planchets. That being said though, if you haven't watched the first 27 episodes, please check out my playlist that is linked down below as well as up here to get caught up so you know where we're at on this Hunt and Fill series. For those of you who are already caught up, you'll recall we only need 3 more nickels to complete the album. Now there are nickels in this album that could use upgrades like some of the older 40s and 50s nickels, hoping that if we don't find something to put in the album that is a blank spot, at least we can fill one with an upgrade. We need some silver, a 43D, my nemesis from before, a 44S, and the key date 50D. I've only found 3 50Ds in all of my nickel boxes, and I've hunted over 650 of them, so this is going to be a tough one. That also being said, the 43D took me almost 100 boxes the first time I put together an album for my collection, so that could be a tough one as well. And if we don't find silver in the boxes, then there's no way to even put silver in the album. Now that we've set the table, 135 out of the 138 nickels have been completed through 27 episodes. Like I mentioned, this is 28. I'll be using my Nickel Coin Hunts mat, looking for any proofs, varieties, silver, and if we're lucky, a buffalo, or maybe a V-nickel. All right, I've already popped the top, already took a peek, definitely circulated nickels. This one caught my eye because it almost looks like a Black Beauty or an improperly annealed planchet, and if that's a newer design, I'll pull that one aside when we get to it. But that will be roll number 30. When we hit 30, we'll take a peek at that. But in the meantime, let's take a peek inside the rolls. Now, I will mention I've already checked the top side for enders, but I'll be checking the bottom sides as we hunt. I'll bring you guys in if and when we find something for this hunt, and because it's a 1-box hunt, I will include the 50s finds as we find them. Roll 1, right off the bat, we are going to have a 50s nickel. This is a 1957, minted in Denver, on the board. Still the same roll, and this is a good sign because a few coins later, we've got a 1939. Now, we have all the 39s, but any mint mark is a key date, and if it doesn't have one, we can check it for the double die reverse. And there is no mint mark, so it is not going to be a key date, as you can see there. But is there any doubling? And I don't see any doubling. So not the DDR, but a 39 nickel right off the bat as well. That is exciting. Could be a good box. Roll number 7 is going to produce our 3rd find in the box, and it's going to be a 1947 with a weak rim, and it's minted in Philadelphia. Roll number 11, and we're going to have our first Canadian nickel of the box. Should have a beaver on the back, and it does. 2013 Canadian nickel. Roll number 15, a 1954, minted in Denver. Roll 16, a 1952 nickel. I believe that's Denver as well. And it is. 1952 and 1954 in back-to-back rolls. Are we starting to heat up? Roll number 19 might have silver. I figured I'd bring in. I just laid out the roll, and this one's looking a little suspicious. And it's a 43. So if my memory serves me, we need a 43D or a 44S. So we need this to have the Denver mint on the back. And it's a Philly. They almost always are Philly when they're 43s, but we'll check it for the 43 over 42, which I don't see and we'll check it for the doubled eye, which is usually tough to see because of the wear on these coins. And I don't see it either. It's a little dirty, but either way, possible upgrade for the book, our first silver in the box, and for the jar. Can't get mad at that. We just grabbed roll 22 out of the box, and I started to go through it, got to the second coin, and that one popped up, and I think that's going to be a proof. And I'm 1987 S proof. Beauty. War nickel and a proof on the top of the board. 5 other finds at the bottom. Let's keep looking. Roll number 24 is going to have a 50s nickel, and it's going to be a 1958 Denver. Roll 26. We've got a 1948. Minted in Philly. Roll number 29, and this time we've got a 1940. 1940 Philly. Same roll, and we'll add a 1959 Denver to the board. Roll 30 has that ender that we said looked like it might have been improperly annealed, and definitely looks suspicious. When you put it next to another coin, you can see that its coloring is off. It is a 2020, so it shouldn't look like that if it was properly minted, but I don't think it's going to have much value, and it's got the ring of death for being an ender. I'll pull it aside, though, keep it for the collection as an oddity, and continue with the hunt. Roll 36, and we're going to have our second nickel from 1939. And it's not in that bad a shape. But it is not a key date, and it is not the DDR. Second 1939 in the box. That is a good find, but not one we needed. Roll number 39 is going to add another 1959 minted in Denver. Let me just double check that date. Yeah, 59 Denver. Roll number 49 is going to give us our oldest nickel of the hunt, and it's a first-year Jefferson. 1938. Decent detail, probably no mint mark. And definitely no mint mark. Just a first-year Jefferson nickel, 1938p. We have one. I think we have a nice one. But we'll take a peek at it and see if it upgrades. We've got that roll left, plus one more to go. Well, the box is going to give us a parting gift in roll number 50. Almost the end of the roll. I thought we were done, and out came a 1952 Denver to show us the door. Box 41 of the series has been hunted, and you know what? It was somewhat of a light box. We did have 16 total finds, but we had 3 nickels from the 30s, a proof, and a silver. Anytime you can get a silver in a box along with some older finds, it's not a bad box. Now, compared to what we needed for the album, I don't know if we have any upgrades or any spot editions. Well, we know we don't have any spot editions, but maybe an upgrade, possibly. Let me go ahead and see if we have any upgrades. I'll bring you back in for the wrap-up and a final look at the album. Well, we have scoured what we have found, and only one upgrade. It is a nice upgrade, though, because that 1989 Philly is better than the one in the album. So we do have an upgrade, and I did stick that darker 2020 as the final spot versus that 05 Bison nickel that we had there before. Outside of that, we couldn't upgrade the 43p. They're both pretty toasty, but neither one was to write home about, so why do that? We'll save him for the jar. I know it was kind of a ho-hum hunt, but this is what happens when we only have 3 spots left and not a lot of nice nickels, plus a lot of nice nickels already in the album. Hopefully you enjoyed Nickel Hunt and Fill episode 28, box 41. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching. Well, nothing for the album, but a little something for the 2021 silver jar.